Hello, everyone.
Sanulani.
Welcome back to another episode of the Sound of Siblings podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Imbali.
And I'm Mo.
And we're going to start off the episode as usual with our wonderful jingle. Mo, you ready?
Sure.
Sound of siblings, sound of siblings, road trip vibes and retro cheers. Monday mornings we're hitting your ears from concerts while to TV screens. We're spilling the scoop on the hottest scenes,
Talking about the stuff
and the shows on the go with your hosts Imbali and Mo. Woo! Sound of siblings, sound of siblings. At the top of the episode, we just want to give you a few reminders, Mo.
As always, guys, please like, share, subscribe, and hit the follow button. You can also catch us on our social media platforms at Sound of Siblings over at TikTok, Sound of Siblings over on Instagram, as well as Sound of Siblings on Spotify, as well as Apple Music.
Yeah, Apple Podcasts.
Apple Podcasts.
And make sure that you are leaving us a review, please. And also leaving us the highest rating that you possibly can. And let's kick off with the first section of this episode, which is game time. Game time, game time, game time, game time.
Today's game is a little bit different.
Mhm.
It's a game called Letterbox.
Okay.
So basically, Letterbox is a platform where people can review anything in the entertainment space. So there's a bunch of reviews that they leave under projects. So today, one of us will be reading reviews, and the other will be guessing what those reviews are actually talking about. So which film, which concert, or which project, as in music or anything like that.
Yeah.
We will have 5 chances to guess, as well as 5 reviews read out to you.
Mm-hmm. And the important thing when you're reading the reviews is to make sure that you don't read any of the characters' names, whether fictional or real, as well as nothing that gives it away. You know, like, for example, if you're reading a synopsis on Lord of the Rings, not saying Mordor, for example, if that's in the synopsis or any of the reviews. Mo is going to go and I'm going to guess.
Okay. Let me find the movie.
Okay?
Right. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll find a movie. So, so this is the synopsis.
Okay.
It reads, "Just because you're invited doesn't mean you're welcome." Cool. So the first review is from Imbali, and it reads, "My favorite commentary that I've read about this movie was from an individual who said, 'I love that if the movie, its name, existed in the world of its name, the parents would have told the character how much they loved its name.'"
What? No. What? I have no clue what you just said. If the name of its name was existing in its name and they told the character that it's its name, give it a different name or something.
Okay,
You can call it the
let me
movie.
give you another review. This
Okay.
one is from KT23.
Okay?
It reads, "Amazing movie, not your traditional horror movie with jump scares and gore, but still retains an eerie vibe throughout the movie, leading to the big reveal."
Just about people being... Is it the latest Final Destination?
Mm-hmm.
No? Okay. Just because you're invited doesn't mean you're welcome.
The second one, your second review is from Avery. It reads, "So creatively, insanely fucked up. Oh my god, this movie scares me."
Is it that clown with the balloon? What is it called? Pennywise? Something like that? No?
Another reads, Childish Gambino's Redbone saying "stay woke" during the opening credits of this wild ass film was literally iconic.
Oh, it's a movie. Atlanta is not a movie, so it can't be that because that's his show, I think. Atlanta. A movie. A horror movie. I've done 2 guesses already, ne? Mm, I don't know. Go to the next review. This is my second last review.
Yeah, this is your second one. This one is from Haley.
Okay.
It reads, I immediately knew something about this family was up as soon as the dad pronounced garbage as garbage. What is going on there, dude?
Us. The us? Is it Get Out? It's Get Out. Okay. Okay. Cool. So it took me 4 guesses to get it. Okay. My turn. Let me see. I'm not gonna read the synopsis only because it's gonna make it very obvious. So let me start with the reviews. Oh yeah, the I can handle the truth is really, I guess it's something. The first person who gets to review I can handle something gets a hell of a lot of. Okay. Okay, so the first review says, well, that was effing gross.
Okay.
Okay. You said I can do more, right? Oh yeah, more. That's a good review, but I'm not gonna read it because obviously it's way too obvious. Okay, somebody said. Okay, so Sophie Holsinger said, "This is what Ozempic is secretly doing to y'all."
So it's people getting thin. So these characters start off normal and then they get thin. So it's sucking the life out of them, basically. Is it like Ghostbusters?
No.
Yeah.
Julia says, when an ugly stranger calls you twin, no, bitch.
Shrek. What?
Okay. This one says, Mama, a girl inside you.
So the mom's pregnant.
Mama, a girl inside you.
So she's pregnant. Mama, a girl inside you.
So Ozempic, what you were saying, they started one way, then they become a different way. Mama, a girl inside you.
Died.
No, Mama, a girl inside you. And then this is what Ozempic secretly is doing to y'all. Somebody says, hey, twin, but they're actually not because you think that they're ugly. Very mindful, very cutesy, very demure.
I don't know. This sounds like I don't know what kind of movie.
You've seen this movie.
The Magic.
Mama, a girl inside you. Maybe y'all enjoyed it. I didn't.
Mama, a girl inside you.
Yeah. Very cutesy, very mindful, very demure. And I'm saying demure because it sounds like the person's name. Very demure.
And I'm in teenage. I don't know. Actually,
New year, new me.
So it's someone who was ugly, then now they're cute.
Okay, yes.
Ugly Betty.
No. Mama, a girl inside you.
You keep saying that, like nothing is catching. It's
Mama, a girl inside you.
Is your daughter.
A girl inside you. There's someone inside you. You've watched it. We watched it all together.
Mama, a girl inside.
Mama, a girl inside you. Very cutesy, very demure, very.
No, I don't know what this is.
So you give up?
Yeah, because what is
It's a gross ass movie. The Substance. Mama, a girl inside you.
That was a demon. That's not a girl inside her.
No, that's what I'm supposed to do. Demi Moore wanted to be that young chick, and it's alright. That wasn't too bad.
Nah.
That wasn't too bad. So that was Letterboxd. Let us know how many guesses it took for you to get the answer. Did you get the right answer? Did you not? Was it a flop? What happened? Mo, what is our next segment that we're moving to?
The next segment is let's have a discussion or rather a dialogue.
Yeah, let's have a dialogue. What are we dialoguing about today? Because I was doing some research on it last night and looking stuff up. And then even this morning I was looking stuff up and I'm like, yeah, this thing.
Maybe then you can lead us because you seem to have a bit more research than I do.
But you brought it up to me.
Yeah, but I cooked and slept. So I didn't know much.
You brought it up to me. We're going to talk about performative men or performative males. And basically this is like, I guess the trend. So it was very interesting in the stuff that I was looking at. There's this idea that there are performative men, and basically what a performative man is that it's a man who is coded like feminine, right? So they'll put nail polish on, they'll read feminist literature, they'll listen to like music that they think is like feminist leaning or empowering for women. They'll drink matcha, for example. They will wear like labubus or get labubus and put them on their bags, on their jeans and stuff like that. Performative men. That's kind of what it is talking about. So I was watching this one video of this dude and he was like, well, there's actually the intention of this whole ideology of performative men, and what it had intended to do was to root out men who are manipulators. So men who are virtue signaling, basically. They're using these signals to come across as being safe for women, to come across as having similar interests to women, so that they're more likely to be appealing, that desired, attractive, and so on. And then he says that the unintended consequence of that is that then it causes suppression, right? Then it suppresses the men who, they might not necessarily do all of these things that are catch-all performative, but they, like men who actually do, for example, like bell hooks, who have read bell hooks, who read feminist literature, but also men who are also interested in leaning into their femininity. I can see there's been this whole thing to get out of toxic masculinity. It's been about men leaning into their femininity, men liking, men learning about feminism, all this kind of stuff. So he's saying, in the beginning it was to root out the manipulators, but now
manipulators.
Exactly, but now it's suppressing the like men in actually progressing. I'm curious, as a man,
I'm not drinking matcha.
What is your take on performative males?
I mean, I can see the need for why they do it. Because then they compete. They use that to compete in spaces, right, with other guys that we probably just rather skate, and be in those type of groups. So I don't know, but I think I don't get it. I don't like matcha's disgusting. I don't get why I try to find a date by having to cosplay enjoying matcha. Like that makes no sense to me. And I don't know, man. I find it weird. But also like for there to be a lot of performative men, it means it's working for women. So is that really what women are looking for in terms of the display of it, like before you engage with someone, but the display of it? Because I feel like they wouldn't be doing it if it didn't bear results.
But also we must remember that maybe it's not necessarily just bearing results for getting a woman. Maybe it's also bearing results for just men in the way that they compete. Like a man who feels like he can't show up necessarily in his heavy masculinity. Maybe he's not butch. Maybe he doesn't really work out often, right? He can still fall into another category of a man that is still acceptable. So maybe it is working for them and women are attracted to that, that softness in men. But I think also it's about men competing with other men, like you're saying, in that grouping, in kind of that social framework as well. To stand out, to have something about them as well. But I think for me, the part that's really disheartening is that if people are actually performing this, it really just sets back the safety You know, safety
Yeah.
is not just something that you can create. People also have to feel safe. And so if, for example, you are doing this performative male thing where, you know, you are trying to appeal to the feminine gaze, to feminists in general,
Yeah.
and you're reading these books, I think it's really funny because if you're actually reading these books, then you're probably learning from them.
Hopefully.
And you're probably doing self-development
Hopefully you are
on some regard.
well,
exactly.
Hopefully.
Hopefully you are reading them and you're actually getting something from it. Like for people to be reading bell hooks, I think is very great. It's good for you to read bell hooks, but I also feel like the performativeness is that it's now just that one author that they'll read.
Okay.
You know, so I think in order to figure out if somebody's being performative, for example, you can ask them, what feminist literature are you reading? You can't just be reading bell hooks. Like then for me, if I was to encounter somebody, I'd be like, oh yeah, then you're just being performative because you're not actually expanding the feminist literature that you're reading, but also just reading literature by women in general.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing, but yeah, it's very, very weird. Anyway, there was this Asian chick, and she basically did a Substack about the performative male, and she was saying, Muguti, it's very interesting how this performative male thing is also very Asian coded.
It is. I was about to say.
Yeah.
I think all of these behaviors and stuff trickle down from the Asian community because you see their men dress very femininely, partake in the same skincare routine exactly as the females do, sometimes even much better than them, and look more feminine than they do. They grow their hair longer and I want to say better than their female counterpart.
Sometimes, yeah.
They dress very well, I would say, but they dress very feminine as well.
Yeah.
You know, so I think it came from them. For them, maybe in their culture, it's a sense of style and everything's fluid, but then everyone then starts copying it.
I mean, I think, yes, it was kind of like it's definitely very Asian coded, so very Asian cultural coded. But she was also saying that wasn't seen as something attractive, right? Being a soft boy, quote unquote, soft boy, wasn't seen as something attractive. And apparently in the past, it was actually seen as those Asian men that were being kind of soft boys were competing with white women for attention. So that's why society was against them, because then they would... Because then if taking care of yourself, doing skincare routines, all this kind of stuff is not only about white women doing this and being at the top of this how feminine can you be ladder, right? Because they do defeminize black women. Right? Black women are more so masculinized before they are feminized, right? So in that hierarchy, white women have always been the feminine example, the feminine, exactly. But then when these Asian boys and men were doing what they do because of what they like and who they are, it was seen as trying to compete with those white women, which wasn't seen as a good thing in society. Nor is it usually seen as a good thing for men to be soft in general, because automatically they're called gay. Automatically you're called the F word, right? Automatically you're being what's this word that I'm looking for? You're being like bullied or chastised for that behavior. Another thing that she was mentioning is that the uptick of this kind of like performative male kind of situation thing is also K-pop.
Yeah, I don't understand the fascination behind it, but I'm assuming it's like little teenage girls and like that feed into it, because I don't see the appeal.
Into what, K-pop?
Yeah, to be honest, I don't really see the appeal.
Yeah, K-pop, I think is supposed to be like Korean hip-hop. So I think it's Korean people trying to do hip hop, which sometimes ends up being this like appropriation of Black American culture and that kind of thing. But then if they are pretty boys, as opposed to being like gangsters, maybe that's also what kind of sets them apart. I don't know what the hype is. I'm not a K-pop fan. I don't listen to K-pop. It's played around me before and I've kind of just been like, not for me, but a lot of people like K-pop. Meg Thee Stallion is doing like a K-pop competition thing as well. So people do enjoy it, but I think that more so what is appealing about K-pop is that these boys are good looking. You know, that they're hot, you know. It's like what's that band, the white one in America, of the brothers, the Jonas Brothers, for example.
That was different. They were like playing instruments. That was like garage rock music, you know. That was like the boys down the road type thing. K-pop is like these guys, they fell off clouds and got caught in a Hello Kitty shop, and then they got dressed up and went on stage. Like I'm not seeing it, but maybe it's just not for me. Maybe it also is directed for women, because it's a lot of women that are into it.
Yeah, maybe it's directed for women, but it's also for the Asian community or the Korean community, right? That's why it's called K-pop. So it would, for me, I feel like it would be like somebody saying, oh, I don't really understand Amapiano, which is fine. You don't have to understand it, but it's also not made for you. You know, Amapiano is made for a particular group of people. Yeah.
Amapiano, anybody that will move a Caribbean individual, an Indian, like that will move everybody.
Yeah, but K-pop is now an international thing
as well.
But K-pop is an international thing. A lot of people like it. Folks, in the comments,
let us know.
Do you like K-pop? And between Amapiano and K-pop, let's just make those two as the examples. Between Amapiano and K-pop, which one do you like more so? You know, which music appeals to you more than the other? But yeah, she was just saying, Wuti, it's very interesting that it is very Asian coded. Last thing that she was saying that I want to mention is that gender is performative in general. You know?
Okay, so you perform gender.
Yeah, you perform gender because you perform gender exactly. What's this thing? Exactly what you were saying about when you are walking into a room and it's full of women and you're a dude, you want to perform in a particular way to seem safer, to seem less aggressive. So we're always performing. Life is a performance, right? As Shakespeare said, probably stole it from that black woman that he stole most of his stuff from, but as Shakespeare said, life is a stage. Life is a stage, you know, all of life is a stage. So we're performing continuously. You know, toxic masculinity is also this performance of masculinity, you know. Exactly. When we spoke about transmaxing, that's a performance of a particular thing as well, you know. So we are performing it. Nails, you know, when you do your hair in a certain way, when you guys started getting fades, you know, that now became part and a staple of masculinity in a particular way that you are now also like it's part of the performance. Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah. It's part of the performance.
Some things, but then for white people growing out long hair, is that then masculine as well? Because that was done back in the day by like warriors and soldiers.
But it's a particular type of hair, right? So is it hair that you can smooth over, the kind of greasy look as well?
It's the hair that they then put in a long braid, like one long braid, like the Vikings.
For men?
Yeah, for men. The witches, people that used to hunt witches, they would grow out their hair. They'd have to.
Yeah, then it's a particular performance because remember that gender is a construct. Right? Just like race. Race is a construct as well. So people perform to fit within those social constructs. There's certain...
So they do change meanings also.
Yes, they do change meanings, right? That's why even if we look at the word Negro and where it came from, people that are not black people were also referred to as Negroes. Before, you know, and then it kind of became just kind of centralized around black people in particular. So all of these things are constructs. For me, I think what it demonstrates is that, or what I'm hoping that it demonstrates for people is like, live your life, man.
Yeah, live
your life. Live it how you want to live it.
Nothing really matters for real.
Live your life, live it how you want to live it, because everything is a performance. So if you want to be cataloged as a particular type of person, go out and do that. Yeah. My only thing is that for the people who are doing the performative nature of things, like I was telling you, for example, that I had dated somebody in Vancouver, and then when we broke up, that person literally became me in a male version. Right? He literally became me in a male version, the same jewelry. The only thing that he didn't take was this.
The same thing, but
otherwise he had locks afterwards, lots of different things were kind of very me coded.
Have you ever dated someone who suddenly became you as soon as you guys broke up or split apart, or as you guys were dating, like the more you guys hung out together, did that person start looking, dressing like you and stuff like that? Let us know. Like, did you birth a twin out of your significant other?
Mama, there's a girl inside you. Mama, there's a girl inside you. So I mean, you know, I think obviously it's not healthy, given that you're living a lie, or you're having to live two lives. You know, if you're performing outside, you're drinking matcha, all the stuff. Again, guys, for me,
Matcha nasty.
You know, but it's important for you to just live your life, live your truth. You know, somebody out there is gonna desire. Isn't there that old age saying that says everybody has somebody, or there's somebody out there for everybody?
Nah, that's the problem with these sayings. They're all very hopeful. There's no rules here. Here we were just born. There's no rules. Just live. Just figure it out. But don't try fit in boxes and stuff like that, because they change and they leave you right there. Then it's a different meaning when you're now at the prime of doing that particular thing.
Yeah.
And then it means that, and then they change the goalpost, and then Rihanna drops something, the white girls drop something, then you have to check. It's just too much. Like, we're chasing too many trends and too many things.
Yeah.
Just focus on what you really enjoy.
Absolutely. And focus on cultivating your own identity. Like, I think there are definitely those people out there who do like to paint their nails, you know, and that's not about appealing to anybody. You know, I think our society is so heavily focused on desirability, being desired, you know, because we have been conditioned to think about having a family, have been conditioned that our role, our purpose in life is literally just to have family, to expand God's kingdom, and, you know, to procreate. There we go. It's about procreation. And in order to procreate with somebody, the idea is that you would be desired, right? Yeah. But I think it doesn't necessarily even leave room for things like consent, etc., etc., etc. But we don't have to get into that. What else were they saying? Oh yeah, okay. So let's list, because we've already listed a few of them, but let's list some of the things that are performative. What are some things that you would say are performative in this particular category?
Tote bags.
Okay. What, men carrying tote bags?
Men carrying tote bags.
Why is that performative?
It's performative.
Why?
It's, when I think of a tote bag, I think of a girl coming from a market with bread sticking out. No, that's the only time you should be carrying a tote bag.
Damn! So all of us
know what carrying fabrics, like that fabric one, because you have the bread coming through, or like flowers. If there's nothing peeking out your tote bag, that could have went into a satchel. That could have went into your pocket, probably. Like,
but it's a bag, guys.
No,
it's a bag.
But I'm telling you, men carry, especially another thing that's performative. People that are still using those earphones.
Those wire earphones?
You know, come on, bro. You know what you're doing. With the tote bags as well. Thrifty jersey on top. Thrifted cardigan on top of the shirt. Get out of here, bro. Get out of here with all of that.
That's being performative.
I think, to a certain degree, there's those ones where I can tell you that, you're carrying a tote bag. That is not your life. When you're trying to carry more, or mountain, or whatever those bags were. But it's definitely, but it happens. So I'd say tote bag.
Yeah.
Men carrying tote bag.
Yeah.
Men that are not Asian drinking matcha.
Okay.
And I won't even talk for the white folks. I'll talk for the black people.
Okay.
Come on, Rafiki. You know this. You know you hate that. There's no reason to be drinking matcha. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be people that thrift as well.
Okay. Because why? Who does thrifting belong to?
No, not that it belongs, but it's the particular type of items they start going for.
Okay.
You know, I feel like to some extent, but that one I haven't narrowed it down to one behavior.
Okay.
So I'll leave it there. Like some people that thrift.
Okay. People who like vinyls, or people who are now into
vinyls?
But
vinyls are the shit though.
But that what so
you know what I'm saying?
So the reason why I'm asking you to list what you think is performative is because I don't know if it's just in the US, I think maybe in Canada as well, but they're doing these like performative male competitions. I don't know if you've seen them.
No, I haven't.
They're doing performative male competitions, and essentially the aim is for you to cosplay this performative male. So people come in the whole garb. They have like 5 labubus on them. They have those earphones in. They have their tote bags got vinyls inside it.
See what I'm telling you?
This one guy had a whole vinyl, the vinyl player in his tote bag. He's also carrying a guitar behind him. He's also got a briefcase, and the briefcase has got all of his feminist literature in it.
Days.
He's got like the chains, which for me remind me of like old school punk rock, you know, like the Skater Boys and stuff like that. And you know that spatch, that wallet that was connected with the chain. Those things, painted nails, either drinking matcha but now it's gonna be performative. Either drinking matcha or drinking bubble tea.
Bubble tea, is that the thing with the
balls?
Like boba.
Yeah.
Rubbish concept.
Rubbish for you,
concept. I think I speak for half of this viewership. Rubbish.
I don't think it's rubbish. Some bubble tea is nice. I don't like the tapioca balls. I don't like the texture. Yeah, those are the tapioca balls. They're made from tapioca. I don't like the tapioca balls because of the texture of them. It's very grainy. I don't like stuff like that. Same reason why I don't eat raw tuna.
Okay.
Yeah, because again, when it breaks up, it's got that graininess of it, which I don't really enjoy. But I think that, you know, definitely there's something to be said about your particular taste and what you enjoy, and then like what is actually enjoyable for other people as well. Because I need to be able to say, don't yak my yum. Just say that you don't like it. But don't yak my yum.
No. But sometimes people need to be called in line. Like matcha, it's not a yak. It's a yak situation.
But not for everyone.
Unless you're Asian.
But no, not for everyone. You would be surprised. You would absolutely be some. You must ask your friends. From the north.
I don't have friends that sip matcha. Personally.
I said you must ask them. Have you asked them if they drink matcha? Maybe they don't drink it around you because of your reaction.
Well, they're doing good. That's why the friendship is tight. So let me not go and ruin that by asking them.
If they drink
matcha.
And
they confirm that in my spare time, I do enjoy a matcha.
Damn.
Then the friendship is done.
Damn.
Well, now you could kill me. You drinking matcha, you could get me killed. You could agree to anything from that point on, you know?
Damn. That's next level. But, so there's that. There's obviously painting your fingernails. There's a couple of people that they mentioned that people listen to, but I've never listened to any of those artists before.
Okay.
Like I don't listen to Lana Del Rey's music. I don't listen to who is it? Sabrina Claudio.
Yeah.
Necessarily. I think I know like 2 or 3 of her songs. But then there's some other like I think Asian people that they listen to. I'm gonna put the screenshot of what this chick wrote about in here somewhere. But yeah, very, 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 very interesting. I just wonder where this is gonna go to. Like, what's the point?
It's gonna fizzle out in a few because they're gonna move the goalposts after it gets boring and everything. Because I think it's at a hype thing now. They even have competitions of it.
Yeah.
Then as soon as that gets boring, probably gymming and wife beaters and everything like
will come back. Yeah. So you think that people will just fall right back into toxic masculinity? You don't think that there'll be kind of a balancing out between a natural desire for dipping into your femininity and being a bit soft, but just being more feminine, and then versus like going all the way back to toxic masculinity? You just think it's a pendulum that will swing?
Yeah, and it keeps doing that. And I feel like from here, the only place it can go, because even if you still dressing feminine, you're still keeping up with the times now. And if these times change, they're going right back to wife beaters and muscles and skateboards.
Fair. Okay. Well, folks, because you know what's very interesting is that this is coming at the same time when you know, a lot of women are out there like, oh, I want a man who will let me be in my femininity. I want a man who will let me be in my femininity. And sometimes when women are talking about wanting to be put into their feminine energy, they're traditional men, but they're also talking about not having to think necessarily, like not having to make decisions. Okay. And I'm just wondering when decision making became a masculine trait. When did decision making become a masculine trait? I don't really get that. I don't really get that. I think whoever set out this masculine feminine thing as separate definitely did a disservice to us, because now being logical, being rational, decision making, having audacity, going for what you want is masculine. So then what? Being feminine is what? Sitting back, being passive,
as I'm looking
letting things happen to you.
As I'm looking at everything and how things are playing out in society and the circles that I'm in, a lot of women are now looking for traditional values and characteristics in Amachi, which I find so surprising lately. Like, they don't like, these soft-spoken, or maybe not soft-spoken, but they don't like, soft boyness and stuff like that, where now everything, it's like you have a colorful mind. They kind of don't like that.
What are some of these traditional things that you think they're looking for?
Like, they're looking for, as I'm saying, like, people that make decisions and don't care how it affects anyone else around them. Because they're attached to them. So it's like, yeah, my husband or my guy will
care for me, yeah.
These things. They don't like, I'm telling you, like, if you went to a section and you start asking questions, what do you want to drink? What do you guys feel like? No, I think in. I don't know. I follow me to the and that's it. And then tell me and stuff like that. But maybe that might be a stupid example. But I think things are going very traditional.
And I think that for me, this is the issue, is that I think, again, that when people think about a traditional man, they think about a man who is doing toxic masculinity, right? They're thinking of a bull in a china shop, somebody who will just demolish everything, as long as it's not demolishing you, but demolishes everything. But we know Uguti a lot of men who have this like hyper toxic masculinity thing also use that same aggression that they will use to go out and get things for you. They turn it around and use it on you as well, So I think this is where we need to start really thinking about, what does traditional actually mean? What are you actually looking for? And it's fine if you want somebody sabayo, Some women have said, no, I'm being so serious. Some women have said in the comments, like, I want to be with the man that scares me a little bit. I want to be with the man that I fear a little bit. 100%.
Can you see what I mean? Like, it's not going to be a gradual mix of things. It's just going right back to what it was.
Yeah, which is a bit crazy for me, because we don't have the mental mechanisms in place to even go back to being traditional,
because you think other people also fear him, so you'll be safe around him.
I don't even know, girl. I don't even know. Some women will say like, oh, I like when I like when my man puts me in my place. So when you're acting out of order, then he'll say, and that they like it. They're like, if you can put me in my place, put me in my place. But if you can't put me in my place, don't try to put me in my place. And in as much as there might be some level of understanding for that, this thing is a ripple effect. Like, that level of aggression, that level of firmness and whatever is not only gonna happen just in a sexy time, ooh, you turn me on, grab me by the throat thing. He's gonna grab you by the throat and throw you out of the motherfucking window when he's upset, or when his football team loses, or whatever the case might be. No, dead seriously. So apparently the way that there's a correlation between domestic violence and like big football matches and stuff like that.
Really?
Yes. So when a football team loses, domestic violence goes up.
And because I'm assuming that they're watching, they're also drinking.
Exactly, the aggression of it all, right? So you're like, oh, this guy's so aggressively passionate about his team. But then when his team loses, he's also going to be aggressively passionate about being a loser, because he doesn't want to be, because he's a loser out there, but he can't be a loser in the house.
Who thought of that study? Who studied that? Who said, you know what?
I'm not going to study that. I'll try and find it. But
so crazy.
But you even see it with like, especially in the UK, for example, when the teams are playing, they're playing their soccer or whatever, and then one of the teams loses, or even one of the team wins, there's this riot that happens out on the street, people smashing people's cars, like that level of whatever, whether you're so happy that your team won or you're devastated that your team lost, it still spills out into an aggressive behavior.
I wonder why. You're right. Because at stadiums, things do get rowdy.
I think it's this dysregulation. I think it's that people right? And in soccer, when we think of soccer and football, we think men. But people are not regulated. We are a very dysregulated society. Very dysregulated society. So when you lose, you have to be able to regulate yourself and say, no, I lost, sharp, but I don't need to go and punch something or someone, right? That's being regulated. It's to be able to face your own emotions and deal with your own emotions without them spilling out into other people or other places.
I think it becomes really difficult when people are inebriated.
Those
thoughts,
when people are in groups as well. Exactly. But if you are doing exercises that do help you to regulate, even maybe they could also help you to regulate how much you're consuming. Right? Because this regulation, this self-regulation is not just about, my emotions. It spills out into your habits. It spills out into how you think about life, So, somebody, and I'm just going to use meditation as an example, but like somebody who might meditate, I'm not saying they might not be drinking a lot, but they have that space, because that's what meditation does. Meditation allows you to sit down and just have a little bit of a space between your actions and your thoughts, right? Yeah. So you can think something, you have a little space to really figure out if this is something you want to do, then you can react or act or make a proper response or decision as well. Yeah. So very, very interesting. But I really do think that people should look into regulating themselves, because this dysregulation also, I think, is causing this performative men, is causing transmaxing, is causing toxic masculinity, is causing being trad, the trad wife things, being submissive.
Why do you think that's making
in trad wives? Because
I thought now women, things are becoming a bit more equal. They're working, they're providing for themselves, they're independent and successful. But it's always those ones that are like, I'm independent, I'm successful, whatever, why don't I have a man? And then the next immediate thing they do is go get a traditional man.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of things to explain why we're going back into this idea of being traditional. Remember that also the idea of being traditional is also informed by religion. The type of tradition is formed by religion, right? And so we in our collapse of capitalism and this particular empire always go back to something that feels more tangible, more solid, right? And so in America in particular, I think why trad wifeness and this traditional idea is coming back is because then it's easier easier to control people, especially when you have women that are submitting to their men. Then all you need to do is appeal to the men, because then the men will lead the women to do a particular thing.
Because I do see also the world is becoming more religiously focused.
Exactly.
Really pushing religion.
Recession does that. Recession is also an indicator of people turning back to religion, because remember that the vehicle that religion operates in, not only is it brainwashing, but it's also working on the mechanism of hope and miracles, right?
Yeah. People wanted a rapture.
Yes. Someone to save them, something to save them from a life that they don't think is necessarily great for them. But also, like I was saying, it's like pygmies, people want to be the chosen ones. They want to be living on a chosen land. It's that elitism of sorts. Maybe you can't be elite because you don't belong to the elite class in terms of economy, if we're being classes, but you can be elite by religion. Exactly. You belong to the Christian church. Maybe the Christian church is thought to be better than the Catholic church, and so forth and so on. So I think people are just wanting to be at the top, because being at the top has been sold to us to be the best thing.
Do you think there's an identity crisis across the world?
Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
In these times.
Absolutely. I think we're all having an identity crisis of sorts. As individuals, we're having an identity crisis within our homes, but we're also having an identity crisis as society in general. We're not quite sure what to do with it, because you were even saying you wonder why women are going back to this. We must remember, with the equality is actually not working for us. Equality is not working for us. Equity is what works for us, right? And the difference between equality and equity is that when nami owa manje, they will give us both 100 rand.
Okay.
That's equality. Here's 100 rand. go and do whatever you want to do with it.
Yeah.
Right? But we know that even Masia to the shop, or we're looking for investors, the investors are more likely to invest in men than they are in women.
Okay.
Right? So your 100 rand and my 100 rand, actually the value is not the same. Exactly. Exactly. But equity is, we understand the constructs and the social condition that men are more favored, for example, in certain things. So what we're going to do is, equity wise, we're going to give the women the push that they need. Right? So that might mean that I will get 600 rand and you get 100 rand.
Yeah.
Right? To try and even out that value, because at 600 rand, my value now matches your 100 rand value.
Oh, I see.
You see what I'm saying? That's equity. That's how equity works. Right? And I think we really, this whole feminism thing also, that's why people dispute feminism quite a bit, is that feminism actually did a number against women because it made them vie for equality. But even if you're sitting in the boardroom, Noitu, and you're both called CEOs, people will take the man's word more than they'll take the woman's word, regardless. Even if a man is a VP and a woman is a CEO, they will take the VP's opinion over the CEO's opinion. So at that level, equality is not working for us. Yeah. Right? And then equity also has to come in and educate the people in the room. These are your biases. No, this is your bias. Yeah. Right? Same thing, for example, that happened when I was dating Udwin. Right? And we go to restaurants or stuff. People would always look at him when they're asking questions. Yeah. Right? But I was the one that was working. Yeah. So I was the one that was paying. That was my money that was paying. But anytime the bill would come, they would hand him the bill. Yeah. But then I would take the bill out of his hand because I'm paying. That's my money that I'm paying with, right? So that's this false sense of equality, where actually we need equity. And equity also involves learning and information.
100%.
Yeah. So absolutely nuts, folks. But don't be manipulative. But guys, don't be manipulative. Find a way to appeal to women where you're actually being you. Because at the end of the day...
No. Some of you don't be you 100%. Hey, whoa. Some of you guys are blending frozen chicken and lemonade for a pre-workout. Let's not be ourselves.
Be you so that the woman that you're with can be well informed and make a well informed decision to say nyamtata lo blendi chicken or anyamtati lo blendi chicken. Because then that might build resentment, because over time that wall, that fake pretend wall. Because you want to
blend chicken so bad.
No, I'm saying because that fake pretend wall, iawa.
No, it's not pretending. Sometimes it's just don't blend chicken in the company of other people.
Fair.
Like, that's I can never look at you the same after that. Like,
fair. But then what if I'm blending chicken, you're not there, and I'm finishing that thing as you walk into the house, and then I'm kissing you with my blended chicken breath. So you didn't see. So you didn't see that I blended the chicken, but
that's okay. Because mentally, I don't know what you just did. So that's okay. I don't know what I don't know.
But then it tastes nasty. Because now this person is not just kissing you, they're doing
But now the problem is that I'm going to have to ask you, why is it like this? They're going to tell me you blend.
Exactly. So that's why
stop blending chicken. Like, no. The thing is not to be the monster you are in private.
In public.
Stop that. Stop certain behaviors.
So stop being a monster.
Stop being a monster. Stop being a monster. Stop being a monster.
Okay. Stop being a monster, guys. But give us your take, folks. What are some of the things that you think are performative? Maybe not necessarily that just men do, but also that women do that might be performative.
Are they performative women as well?
I think so. I think there are performative women. If we think about appealing to what men like,
like
saying, Uguti, you like watching soccer. Meanwhile, you don't give a heck about soccer. You don't know anything about basketball.
A lot of women watching and commenting and engaging with football. I'm wondering if that's
so I think in general
a place to meet.
But you see what I'm saying? Like there's that's why I'm saying that I'm hoping that it will even out, because those women might just like soccer in general without it being about desirability. Now, does it help that you like soccer genuinely and then men also find it appealing that women like? That's a win-win. That's a win that you didn't know you were going to win. You know, you genuinely like soccer, then men are like, oh, women like soccer. Sure, shit, I'll take that win too. You know, but I think the performativeness is again when you're doing that pretend wall, right? Now you're pretending to like it. And by also the performativeness is not going all the way in it. You know, like we were saying, we're hoping that the guys are actually reading bell hooks, but maybe they're just holding bell hooks up.
Yeah, because
they're not actually reading.
At cafes. I know you just started that book. Right, when you want to open it in the
bed.
I know you just started that book, boy, you know? And you keep looking up way too many times for me to think you're engaged.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So going back to what some of the activities that can be performative for women, I think definitely sports can be performative for women. I think liking cars can be performative for women. Yes, there's a lot of people who like F1, for example, but also like to pick like how do you pick up that somebody's being performative about something because if a chick is sitting next to you and they did some kind of maneuver on the soccer pitch or whatever and she's busy googling what that maneuver is, like that's being performative.
Maybe she's trying to learn as well.
But that's different because if you're trying to learn, then you would sit there and say, yo, what's happening here? What is this move? What is going on here? But it's that she wants to seem informed, right? To appeal to you. Because once you then have her in a relationship, guess who's no longer coming to the soccer games with you? Exactly.
But now here's my thing. So you know how the Springboks are doing well?
Yeah.
Or is that separate because it's like country pride?
Yes.
When people go to it, but you know that girls, y'all don't know, or even some guys, you know that, but you don't know what happened from
even when we went to the cricket
to the last.
Even when we went to the cricket, I was asking you all the time what the heck was happening at the cricket, you know. But I think there is that level of patriotism, you know. It's South Africa. Like even myself, I don't watch soccer, but I'm gonna watch AFCON.
Yeah.
And
the World Cup.
And the World Cup, exactly. I watched the World Cup as well, you know. But I really, really love basketball. I've even played basketball for 5 years of my life, but I don't watch basketball today, you know. But if somebody was to say, oh, do you like basketball? I still say yes, because I do like basketball and I know what's going on, but I'm not an avid watcher of it. So I think for me, this is the middle ground that I'm hoping that we reach, is this level of authenticity to say, actually, I don't necessarily know much about this thing, but I'm interested in learning it. Not because I want you to date me, but because this is something that I genuinely just want to know.
Yeah.
You know? Because that's what I was saying. By trying to compartmentalize these things. Oh, sports is for men. Oh, this is for women. Oh, this is masculine. Oh, this is feminine. Because then we run away from not the thing. We're running away from parts of ourselves. That's what ends up happening for me, is that now these men that are not in the performative male circle
can't now participate.
They can't now just be who they are, exactly, because they're afraid to be called performative, you know. So yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough. But
hey guys, please let us know in the comment section what you think about performative women, performative men, trad wives, trad men, you know?
Yeah.
What you predict the next trends will be as well. Yeah.
I was gonna talk about someone, but I'll talk about it offline with you. This trad guy. Anyway, we're gonna move to the last segment of the podcast, which is Upele Pele. Upele Pele.
What do you got?
So my hot take is about Itini. What's the title of her album?
What is it?
Life of a Showgirl. Life of a Showgirl. You cannot title your thing Life of a Showgirl and not actually be doing anything showgirl related. And not actually be doing anything showgirl related. And if you were talking about being a showgirl as in a girl that does shows, then you could have said Life of a Girl that does shows. Anyway, my hot take is that I don't like Taylor Swift's latest album. I genuinely don't listen to her music anyway. Probably know like 2 songs of hers anyway. I don't purposefully go and put her on my playlist or anything like that. I don't seek out for her music, but I'm finding it very riveting, as I think a lot of people are finding it very riveting to see the Swifties lose their minds and actually come back to like first and actually realize that we were giving her way too much. Yeah, we were giving her way too much props. But I think in that giving her way too much props, I hope that folks are investigating what they had internalized, you know, that maybe why they liked her is because she does fit this trope of a white girl who is innocent and can do no wrong and is daddy's sweetheart, you know, and that's maybe something that you were striving for, is to be that all-American girl, you know, but you know that you can't be the all-American girl because you're brunette.
Fair.
Because you're redhead. You know what I'm saying? So that ain't for you. You know what I'm saying? So maybe you were trying to live vicariously through her. She cannot write lyrics to save her life because what the hell is she saying? And lastly, why is she beefing with black women? It's not black women that are trying to come take Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is interested in black women. He loves black women. So if you have an issue and you think Uguti, he will cheat on you with black women, that's a conversation for you two to be having off the airwaves. Not putting that and then saying, oh, I don't have to have a big butt. I don't have to have this, but I'm still with him. Yeah, I don't have to be a savage, but I'm still with him. Why? Because Meg Thee Stallion and Travis Kelce were supposedly together. So now you be calling out Meg. Ufanama likes. You wanna be relevant, Taylor. Go and be relevant somewhere else, honey. And you're older than me, so get it together, sweetie. Get it together. But that is my hot take. Uguti. Aklangan.
It's not the one.
Aklangan, guys. Leave Taylor Swift out of the industry. I think it's time for her to retire.
Yeah?
I think it's time for her to retire. Do you have a hot take?
Nah. Taylor, you're done. You're done.
But you were the one that was appealing to me. No, her discography. She has some bangers.
I mean, I wouldn't say she's not an artist.
She's an artist. She creates stuff. Whether she's a good artist is the question.
She has some hits, in my opinion. She has some hits.
Okay. Cool.
She has some good ones.
Okay.
I was listening to the Cardi B album as well. Damn. Obviously nothing lyrical, like in terms of she's not sending any message that you're gonna write home about, but her music, her beat selection, amazing.
Catchy.
Proper.
Nice. I haven't listened to the new Cardi album. I think I have only heard the like clips on TikTok.
Yeah.
But I haven't necessarily listened to the new Cardi album.
Start with the song Safe with her and Kalani. That's it.
Oh really? Nice. Yeah, I think I watched a little snippet of the videos. Everyone's like, this video is so sick. This video is so cool. Okay, Safe with Kalani. But if somebody was to say for the rest of your life, you can only listen to Cardi B or you can only listen to Taylor Swift.
Cardi B.
You listen to Cardi B?
Cardi B.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cardi B.
How much money would they have to pay you in order for you to be willing to listen to Taylor Swift for the rest of your life?
The rest of my life.
Yeah. That's the only, her discography that you say has bangers for you is the only thing that you can listen for the rest of your life.
My natural born
Your
life.
natural born life.
How much money do they got? How much money do we need to be talking Saudi oil money? I'll take $1 billion. I do it. No, I'll do it for 500 million. Let me know. USD. I do it for 500 million.
Okay.
Because then I just find time to never listen. I'll just be busy doing that.
Okay.
But
and this means that like anywhere you walk into, in a mall, in a store, in someone's car, no, for you automatically it's Taylor. All you can hear is Taylor Swift. Even if somebody is playing Buju Banton, for you that Buju Banton becomes Taylor Swift.
No, I couldn't live like that.
You know what she said actually in a I think it was an interview or something. She came out and she was like, well, it's not everybody that has to like my music. I don't have to appeal to everybody. Honey, that is true, but
yeah, this album is not.
There's a difference between appealing to everybody and just really making a bad project. But anyway, some of the Swifties really love it. Some people are saying this is the best album that she's made so far.
And when they're trying to explain it, they do this hand thing. Did your girl boss too close to the sun? And it's like, what the fuck are you on about?
But you also see that mannerism is very black coded. This mannerism. So what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? Anyway, all right. So that's our only hot takes. Taylor Swift. It's time to put it to rest, honey. It's time to put it to rest. But there's somebody who I'll post. It's not a hot take that I want to go into right now, but I'll post a screenshot of her page. on TikTok, so you can go and watch how she basically breaks down the NFL, the American government, Travis Kelce, Jay-Z and Beyonce's involvement in the NFL, as well as Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, and kind of this whole charade that they're doing to essentially control the Americans, using the NFL to pacify the Americans, especially Americans of color, in how they deal with anti-racism or getting people to vote in a particular ways. Apparently, what's his name? Funny Bunny. What's his name? What's his name? Bad Bunny. Funny Bunny. Bad Bunny is apparently going to come and perform, and the aim for that is so that they can get the Latino vote in the next voting situation. They're trying to appeal to the Latinos so that the Latinos can feel heard, they can feel seen, they can feel empowered, so that they feel like, oh, actually America is for us, and actually we belong here, and then they will vote in a particular type of way. So very, very fascinating how she breaks it down. But we have been the Sound of Siblings podcast. Have a great one. I've been Imbali.
And I've been Mo.
And we'll see you folks on the next one.
Bye.